So this video helps you with combining like terms, and we're just going to be focusing on what that looks like with algebra tiles for this video. So I have some notes out. You can take some notes. It would be great if you had algebra tiles, but if not, it's not a big deal. You don't need them. So here we go. So the first thing, when we're looking at these two groups of algebra tiles, this first group and this second group, you'll notice how in the first group the x's are all labeled on the inside, and over here in the second group they're all labeled on the outside. And so what's going on here, the first group basically is labeling the area of our algebra tiles. And so if we label the area, there are 3 x's. So there's two ways we could write this. We could call it x plus x plus x, or we could also just say I have 3 x's, so we could call it 3x. Now over here, they're labeling the perimeter. And the perimeter is going to be the distance around the outside. So this length right here is an x, this length is a 1, an x, and a 1. And when we want to add up the perimeter, just like a regular rectangle, you just add up all the 4 sides. So this would be 1 plus x plus 1, oopsie, there's a 1 up there, plus x. So you could write it like this. Another way you could write it, and this is where we're going to get into combining like terms. Our terms in this case would be x is a term, and then our unit, or our one tile, this one side, is a term. So I could also write this perimeter as, there's 2 x's, so 2 x's, and then there's 2 1's, so plus 2. If you'd like, take some time to think about what would the perimeter be of, I'm going to erase all this for you, what would the perimeter be of all 3 of these together. So right now, go ahead and pause the video, see if you can come up with that perimeter for all 3 of these. So what's the perimeter of everything here? So if you did do the perimeter, again, I counted my 6 x's on the outside, and that's how I got 6x. And then I counted the unit tiles on the end, and there's 6 of them, so that's how I got the plus 6. So here's a collection of algebra tiles. When a collection of algebra tiles is described with mathematical symbols, we call it a variable expression. So like in our last one when I said 6x plus 6, that's called a variable expression. Okay, so right now if you look at this set of algebra tiles, we're going to focus on just the area. So right now I want you to try to figure out, write a variable expression to represent the area of all of these. Some of you will right away write it in simplest form, combining like terms, but you don't need to. So try to come up with 2 ways to represent all of these algebra tiles, and then unpause the video when you're done. Okay, so I did the long version. So the first thing I did was I found my x squared tiles, and I wrote those in purple. Then I found all of my x tiles right here, and I noticed I have 4 of them, so 1, 2, 3, 4. And then finally my unit tiles. I had 1, 1, I had 5 right here, that's where the plus 5 is, and then another 3. So that is one way of writing a variable expression to represent all of these. Now some of you may have just right away combined like terms, and I color-coded my like terms. So again, x squareds are a like term. It's like their own little set, their little family. All the x tiles are a term, and all the unit tiles are a term. So if I combine all of my like terms, I have 2x squareds, so I could write it like this. I have 4 x tiles, so I would write 4x because I have 4 x's. And then my unit tiles, 1 plus 1 plus 5 is 7, plus another 3 is 10. So this is 2 ways that I could represent these algebra tiles. And right now I'm showing you combining like terms. So we would say that this is the simplified expression. So with these 2 problems, I want you to write down what the variable expression is to represent B and then C. combine like terms so you can have a simplified expression. When you're done, unpause the video to check to see how you did. Okay, for B, here's one way you could write it. And again, we were hoping that you would use area for combining like terms. So I have, excuse me, one x squared tile and one x tile. It's okay to put a 1 in front of them, but it's also okay just to write this expression like this. For C over here, let's see, I have 3 x tiles and then 1 unit tile. So again, you could write the simplified expression to look like this. How did you do? Should be pretty easy. Okay, let's try a couple more. Okay, we're going to change it up a little bit. We're not going to use the area anymore of the algebra tiles. We're going to use the perimeter. So write an expression to represent the perimeter. So again, if it was my area, it would be 2x, but that's not what I want. So perimeter, you'd have to figure out what your side lengths are. So if you come over here, this side length right here would be x. Another side length is x. Right here is a 1. Another x, and way up here is a 1. So right away, I'm going to combine my like terms, in this case x, so there's 4x, and then my unit tiles, oh boy, what happened? There it is. Ah! Did it again. My 1 tiles, I'm afraid to touch up here in this corner. Right there, see that 1? So those combined would be 2. So this expression is simplified. I combined like terms, it represents the perimeter. Here's another example. Write in a variable expression to represent the perimeter. So again, if you are doing homework like this and you need to just kind of label to help you, sometimes people need to do that so they don't count too fast and, you know, those silly mistakes we always like to make. Boo. So I don't know, I always feel like I have to label it, otherwise I screw up. And then it makes it really easy because I can see how many x's I have. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I know I have 6x. 1, 2, plus 2. Now, could you write it like this? X plus, this plus, holy cow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, another one. Oh, and I might have to come over here. Could I do that as well? Yes. Big old expression to represent it. But we like this nice one. Nice and easy, makes it easy to see, and that is called our simplified expression. So that's what you want. So you get to try now. So represent A, B, and C with a variable expression representing the perimeter. Boop, boop. And when you are done, unpause the video, see if you got them right. Okay. Okay, so check your answers here. For A, you should have 4x plus 4. If you did not get that, check and see how I labeled over here. For B, right here. And for C, right here. So we'll practice that some more. And that's all I have for you on combining algebra terms. And oh, we need to give you a secret word to write in the corner of your paper to know you watched this whole thing. So let's write the word sunshine in the top right corner of your paper. So that will make me really happy when I see it tomorrow. So again, top corner, write the word sunshine. And adios. Have a fantastic night or day or whatever it is. Toodles.